Imagine turning on your kitchen faucet, and nothing comes out. No clean drinking water. No water for cooking. No water for making coffee. Just silence. It sounds like something that only happens in movies. But every year, storms, floods, broken water mains, power outages, and other emergencies leave communities without safe drinking water for hours. Sometimes even days. When that happens, many people realize they prepared food, but forgot about hydration. Now, let's be clear about something important. Nothing replaces clean, safe drinking water. Water should always be your first choice for staying hydrated. But during an emergency, there may be situations where other beverages can temporarily help provide fluids until safe drinking water becomes available again. Some drinks are shelf-stable. Some contain electrolytes. Some provide calories when food is limited. And a few can serve multiple purposes beyond simply quenching thirst. Today, we're counting down 11 survival drinks that can become incredibly valuable when access to clean drinking water is limited. This isn't about replacing water forever. It's about understanding which beverages may be useful to keep in your emergency supplies alongside an adequate supply of safe drinking water. Always follow local public health guidance during water emergencies. If officials issue a boil water advisory or advise against using tap water, follow those instructions carefully. And never drink water from an unknown source unless it's been properly treated and determined to be safe. Before we begin, subscribe to Prepper Pulse and turn on notifications. We upload new videos daily with practical preparedness tips, emergency food ideas, grocery advice, and practical strategies to help you stay informed and ready. Now let's count down 11 survival drinks that can become surprisingly valuable when water vanishes. Starting with number 11. Number 11. Coconut water. Starting our countdown at number 11 is a drink that many people think of as a sports beverage. Coconut water. While it shouldn't replace clean drinking water as your primary source of hydration, commercially packaged coconut water can be a useful beverage to keep on hand as part of an emergency supply. One reason is that it naturally contains electrolytes such as potassium. After spending time in extreme heat or doing physically demanding work, electrolyte-containing beverages may help replace fluids as part of an overall hydration plan. Another advantage is convenience. Shelf-stable cartons and unopened cans can often be stored for extended periods according to the manufacturer's instructions. That means you don't have to refrigerate them until they're opened. If you're preparing for hurricane season, severe storms, or temporary power outages, keeping a few containers in your emergency pantry may provide additional options. However, coconut water isn't suitable for every situation. Some products contain added sugar or flavorings. Others may not fit certain medical or dietary needs. That's why it's important to read the label and choose products that work for your household. You should also rotate your supply. Drink the older containers before their best-by dates and replace them as part of your normal grocery shopping. Remember, even though coconut water contains fluid, it is not a substitute for storing an adequate supply of safe drinking water. Emergency preparedness should always begin with water. Coconut water simply gives you another hydration option if circumstances become difficult. Coconut water earns the number 11 spot because it's shelf-stable in many packaged forms, contains naturally occurring electrolytes, and can provide welcome variety during an emergency. And the next drink is something many people overlook, even though it can stay in your pantry for months until you need it. Number 10. Shelf-stable milk. At number 10 is a drink that many people walk past in the grocery store without giving it a second thought. Shelf-stable milk. Unlike refrigerated milk, ultra-high temperature, UHT, milk is processed and packaged so it can remain unopened at room temperature for extended periods, according to the manufacturer's instructions. That makes it an excellent emergency pantry item. If the power goes out for an extended period, your refrigerated milk may spoil. But shelf-stable milk sitting in your pantry can still be ready when you need it. Another advantage is versatility. You can drink it on its own, pour it over cereal, use it in oatmeal, mix it into recipes, or add it to coffee or tea if those are part of your daily routine. For households with children, having shelf-stable milk available can be especially reassuring during an emergency. It provides another familiar option when normal grocery shopping isn't possible. When buying shelf-stable milk, pay attention to the expiration or best-by date and rotate your supply regularly. Store unopened cartons in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight. Once opened, treat it like regular milk and refrigerate it according to the label instructions. It's also worth considering your household's preferences. Whole milk, low-fat milk, lactose-free varieties, or certain fortified plant-based shelf-stable alternatives may all be available depending on your needs. The key is storing products your family already drinks. Shelf-stable milk earns the number 10 spot because it's versatile, long-lasting before opening, and can provide a familiar source of nutrition when refrigerated dairy isn't available. And the next drink is something specifically designed to help replace fluids when dehydration becomes a concern. Number 9. Oral Rehydration Solution. At number 9 is a drink that isn't purchased for convenience. It's kept because you hope you'll never need it. Oral Rehydration Solution, often called ORS. This isn't an energy drink. It's not a sports drink. And it's not intended for everyday refreshment. An oral rehydration solution is specially formulated to help replace fluids and electrolytes lost through conditions such as diarrhea or vomiting, when used according to medical guidance and the product instructions. That's why many emergency preparedness experts recommend keeping a small supply available. Individual packets are compact, easy to store, and can remain in an emergency kit until needed, provided they're stored according to the manufacturer's recommendations. If someone in your household becomes ill during an emergency, having ORS available can be far more useful than relying on sugary soft drinks or beverages that weren't designed for rehydration. However, it's important to prepare it exactly as directed. Using too much or too little water can make the solution less effective or inappropriate. Always follow the instructions on the package. And if someone shows signs of severe dehydration or is unable to keep fluids down, seek medical care as soon as possible. ORS is not a replacement for routine drinking water. Instead, it's a specialized product intended for specific situations. Before adding it to your emergency supplies, check the expiration date and rotate your stock as needed. A few packets take up almost no space but can provide valuable peace of mind. Oral Rehydration Solution earns the number 9 spot because it's compact, purpose-built for rehydration in certain medical situations, and can be an important part of a well-prepared emergency kit. And the next drink is something many people already have in their pantry, but few realize how useful it can be during an emergency when fresh food becomes harder to find. Number 8. 100% fruit juice. At number 8 is a drink that many households already keep in the pantry. 100% fruit juice. Apple juice, orange juice, grape juice, and other shelf-stable varieties can provide both fluids and calories when fresh foods are limited. Unlike many sugary fruit-flavored drinks, 100% fruit juice is made entirely from fruit juice, although the nutritional content varies depending on the type of juice. Shelf-stable cartons can often be stored unopened at room temperature according to the manufacturer's recommendations. That makes them convenient for emergency storage. During a disruption, fruit juice can provide welcome variety when you're tired of drinking only water. It can also be useful for breakfast or as part of a meal when fresh fruit isn't available. However, moderation is important. Fruit juice naturally contains sugars and isn't intended to replace water as your primary source of hydration. If safe drinking water is available, water should remain your main beverage. Some people also choose to dilute juice with water to make it last longer and reduce sweetness, when appropriate and when safe water is available. Choose products your household already enjoys. Compare expiration dates. And rotate your supply regularly so nothing goes to waste. Store unopened containers in a cool, dry location, and refrigerate them after opening if the label instructs you to do so. 100% fruit juice earns the number 8 spot because it offers a shelf-stable source of fluids, variety, and calories that can make emergency meals feel a little more normal. And the next drink is something that's lightweight, easy to store, and can help you stay hydrated during physically demanding situations. Number 7. Electrolyte Drink Powder. We're now at number 7. And this is one of the easiest emergency drinks to store. Electrolyte Drink Powder. Unlike ready-to-drink bottles, powdered electrolyte mixes take up very little space. A small box or pouch can make multiple servings. That makes them a practical addition to an emergency kit. These products are designed to be mixed with safe drinking water according to the manufacturer's instructions. They can help replace electrolytes lost through heavy sweating during hot weather or prolonged physical activity. If you're cleaning up after a storm, working outdoors in extreme heat, or doing physically demanding tasks during an emergency, having an electrolyte mix available may provide another hydration option alongside plain water. However, it's important to remember that these powders require safe water for preparation. They cannot make unsafe water safe to drink. Always use water that's been properly treated or is known to be safe. It's also worth reading the label carefully. Different products contain different amounts of electrolytes, sugar, caffeine, or other ingredients. Choose one that fits your household's needs. And if you have a medical condition that affects your fluid or electrolyte intake, follow your healthcare provider's advice. Keep the packets sealed until you're ready to use them. Store them in a cool, dry place and rotate your supply based on the expiration dates. Electrolyte drink powder earns the number 7 spot because it's lightweight, compact, easy to store, and can help provide variety in your emergency hydration plan. And now we're entering the top 6. The next drink is something that's been trusted for generations because it can last in the pantry until you need it. Number 6. Evaporated milk. We're now in the top 6. At number 6 is a pantry classic that many people forget about until they really need it. Evaporated milk. Unlike fresh milk, evaporated milk comes in sealed cans and can often be stored for extended periods when kept unopened and stored according to the manufacturer's recommendations. That makes it a practical addition to an emergency pantry. Evaporated milk is made by removing a significant portion of the water from regular milk. The result is a concentrated product that can be used in many different ways. You can drink it after preparing it according to the label directions, if applicable. Mix it into coffee or tea. Use it in soups. Add it to mashed potatoes. Or include it in baking recipes when fresh milk isn't available. For households that rely on milk for cooking, this can provide valuable flexibility during an extended power outage or when grocery stores are temporarily difficult to access. When buying evaporated milk, check the expiration date and inspect the cans before storing them. Keep them in a cool, dry location. Avoid cans that become severely dented, swollen, leaking, or rusted. Rotate your supply regularly by using older cans in your normal cooking and replacing them with new ones. Evaporated milk isn't intended to replace your emergency drinking water supply. Instead, it's a shelf-stable ingredient and beverage option that can help maintain familiar meals when refrigerated dairy isn't available. Evaporated milk earns the number 6 spot because it's versatile, pantry-friendly, and can support both drinking and cooking during emergencies. And now we're entering the top 5. The next drink is something that can provide quick energy and long shelf life while taking up very little storage space. Number 5. Meal replacement shakes. We're now in the top 5. At number 5 is a drink that's designed to do more than simply quench your thirst. Meal replacement shakes. These shelf-stable beverages are intended to provide calories, protein, vitamins, and minerals in a convenient package. During an emergency, there may be times when preparing a full meal isn't practical. You may be cleaning up after a storm, dealing with a prolonged power outage, or traveling to a safer location. In situations like these, a ready-to-drink meal replacement shake can be a useful option. Most come in sealed cartons or bottles that can be stored unopened at room temperature according to the manufacturer's recommendations. That makes them easy to include in an emergency pantry or go bag. However, it's important to understand what they are and what they are not. Meal replacement shakes are not a substitute for drinking water. Your body still needs adequate fluids. These products are simply another food option that also provides liquid. Choose products your household already enjoys and can tolerate. Some are higher in protein. Others focus on balanced nutrition. Read the labels carefully, especially if anyone in your household has allergies or dietary restrictions. As with any emergency food, rotate your supply before the best-by date. Store the cartons in a cool, dry location, and inspect the packaging before use. Meal replacement shakes earn the number 5 spot because they're portable, shelf-stable, require no preparation, and can provide both nutrition and fluids when cooking isn't possible. And now we're down to the final 4. The next drink is one that's been relied upon for generations because it stores well and can quickly boost energy when you need it most. Number 4. Honey drink. We're down to the final 4. At number 4 is a simple drink that can be made with one pantry staple many prepared households already keep. A honey drink. Honey has been valued for centuries because, when stored properly in its original sealed container or another suitable airtight container, it has an exceptionally long shelf life. If you have safe drinking water available, adding a small amount of honey can create a lightly sweetened drink that provides quick carbohydrates for energy. This can be especially welcome after physically demanding work during an emergency. Some people also enjoy adding a squeeze of lemon juice if it's available. Others simply stir honey into warm water for a comforting beverage. The exact recipe isn't the important part. The important part is having a versatile pantry ingredient that can serve multiple purposes. Remember, honey should never be given to infants under 12 months of age because of the risk of infant botulism. And while honey can provide quick energy, it isn't a replacement for balanced meals or proper hydration. Safe drinking water should always remain your primary source of fluids. Store honey in a cool, dry place with the container tightly sealed. If it crystallizes over time, that doesn't necessarily mean it has spoiled. Many types of honey naturally crystallize and can often be returned to a liquid state by gently warming the container according to safe food handling practices. A honey drink earns the number 4 spot because it combines a remarkably long-lasting pantry staple with a simple way to add flavor and quick energy to safe drinking water during an emergency. And now we're down to the final 3. The next drink is something many experienced preppers keep because it can lift morale while requiring very little storage space. Number 3. Instant coffee. We're down to the final 3. At number 3 is a drink that many people refuse to start their day without. Instant coffee. Now, coffee isn't essential for survival in the same way that clean drinking water is. But during a stressful emergency, familiar routines can make a real difference. For millions of people, that first cup of coffee provides comfort, a sense of normalcy, and a welcome boost to the start of the day. That's where instant coffee shines. Unlike brewed coffee, it doesn't require a coffee maker, paper filters, or whole beans. If you have safe hot water, you can prepare a cup in just a few moments. The small jars or single-serve packets also take up very little storage space. That makes them easy to include in an emergency pantry or go bag. Another advantage is flexibility. You can make it as strong or as mild as you prefer. Some people drink it black. Others add shelf-stable milk or a small amount of sugar if those items are available. Just remember that coffee contains caffeine. For some people, caffeine may increase fluid loss slightly, especially if consumed in large amounts. Moderation is important, and coffee should never replace adequate water intake. Store instant coffee in a cool, dry place with the container tightly sealed after opening. Rotate your supply regularly and use older containers first. Instant coffee earns the number 3 spot because it's lightweight, compact, easy to prepare, and can provide a familiar source of comfort during uncertain times. And now we're down to the final 2. The next drink is one of the most practical beverages you can keep because it supports hydration while taking up almost no space before it's mixed. Number 2. Powdered milk. We're down to the final 2. At number 2 is one of the most practical long-term pantry staples you can keep. Powdered milk. Unlike fresh milk, powdered milk takes up very little space before it's prepared. When stored in its original sealed package or another suitable airtight container according to the manufacturer's recommendations, it can remain a valuable emergency pantry item. All it requires is safe drinking water for preparation. That makes it especially useful when fresh dairy products aren't available. Powdered milk isn't just for drinking. You can also use it in oatmeal, pancake batter, baking, creamy soups, mashed potatoes, and many other recipes. This versatility allows one product to support a wide range of meals. Another advantage is storage efficiency. A relatively small package can prepare multiple servings, making it easier to store compared with cartons of liquid milk. Choose a product your household has already tried. Emergency supplies should contain foods and drinks your family is comfortable using. Store powdered milk in a cool, dry location. Once opened, reseal the package carefully or transfer it to an appropriate airtight container if recommended. Always prepare it using safe drinking water and follow the mixing instructions on the package. Powdered milk earns the number 2 spot because it's compact, versatile, shelf-stable, and can provide both a beverage and an ingredient for many emergency meals. And now we've reached number 1. The final drink isn't just useful during an emergency. It's the one beverage that every preparedness plan should be built around. Number 1. Bottled drinking water. We've reached number 1. And it should come as no surprise. The most important survival drink when water vanishes is safe bottled drinking water. Nothing else on this list comes close. Not sports drinks, not juice, not milk, and not coffee. Every other beverage is simply a supplement. Clean, safe drinking water is the foundation of every emergency preparedness plan. Your body depends on it every single day. When access to tap water is interrupted by a storm, a broken water main, flooding, or another emergency, bottled water can immediately provide a reliable source of hydration. One of the biggest advantages is convenience. It's already packaged, already sealed, and ready to drink. No boiling, no mixing, and no special preparation. That's why many emergency preparedness organizations recommend keeping an emergency supply of safe drinking water for your household. The amount you'll need depends on factors such as the number of people in your home, the weather, activity level, and any special medical needs. Store bottled water in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight and chemicals. Inspect the bottles periodically for damage and rotate your supply according to the manufacturer's recommendations. It's also wise to have more than one source of safe water. A combination of commercially bottled water, properly stored emergency water, and an appropriate method for treating additional water can provide greater flexibility during an extended emergency. Remember, no drink on this list should replace clean drinking water. Juices can provide calories. Milk can support nutrition. Electrolyte drinks can be useful in specific situations. But safe drinking water remains the most critical survival supply of all. That's why bottled drinking water earns the number 1 spot. So there you have it. 11 survival drinks that can become incredibly valuable when access to water is limited. From coconut water and shelf-stable milk, to electrolyte mixes, powdered milk, and bottled drinking water. Every one of these beverages has a different purpose. Some provide hydration. Some provide calories. Some offer convenience. And others can help make an emergency a little more manageable. The key is not to replace water. It's to build a balanced emergency supply that includes safe drinking water first, along with beverages your household already enjoys and knows how to use. Preparedness isn't about buying everything at once. It's about planning ahead, building your supplies gradually, rotating your stock, and avoiding last-minute panic shopping. Because when the unexpected happens, the best time to prepare is before you need it. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Prepper Pulse and turn on notifications. We upload new videos daily with practical preparedness tips, grocery advice, food storage ideas, and emergency planning strategies to help you stay informed and ready. Stay prepared, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.